Good day, my name is Anthony Kaisset. Welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Isaac Flash. I'm going to be playing as Magdalene once again, because I don't think we've beaten the 2 runs, or like the 2-run deal that I get for every character. One of these days we will get to Blue Baby, which I realize now he's actually all the way at the very end of the roster. So he will be played with much later in the future, not right now. He could wait. I've always had the same opinions about time, where if you have waited for like years and years already, you can wait like a couple more days. So how's the run going so far with Game Kid not being an okay spacebar item? I mean, in my opinion, certainly better than Yum Heart because it gives you invincibility. I will admit that I did play one run without recording, and in that run, I played as Isaac with not much anything special happening in that one particular run. Although I did learn that we have beaten Mom's Heart enough that Shoal is just automatically unlocked for us, so we don't need to worry about having to get the Devil Deal in order to go down to Shoal. We can just beat Mom's Heart, and we will be guaranteed an opportunity to go to Shoal from now on, which is very good. I also do apologize if I sound a little like tone deaf. I'm not too sure what the proper terminology is. I guess with not much enthusiasm. I will admit I just woke up for this video because I do happen to have a little bit of time. Just completely destroyed in there, and with not much else, we just go down. Yeah, I just woke up and ate myself a nice tuna sandwich with some cream cheese. I never realized how great cream cheese actually is. It's probably my go-to cheese from now on because I'm not a big fan of cheese. Mostly like a lot of layers of cheese or big blocks of cheese. Now I think I realize the beauty which is cream cheese. It's a lot easier on the teeth anyway, in the mouth. And also not realizing how good dairy is for you. I will say though that I did cut my hand as I was opening the can of tuna, so that kind of stings. I also don't have any like bandages, so I think my hand is like currently bleeding, but that's fine. We'll make do with what we got. Okay, this run is going really well. Ooh, I love this one. This is the inner eye. Now you shoot 3 shots. The shotgun blast. I haven't said that yet, because none of my friends drive. Okay, so I cut my hand on the can, and that was not fun whatsoever. But not my first time that I ever got a cut. Normally with cuts like these, I just kind of shrug it off and just say, whatever. It's just a little cut, nothing much. But if it bleeds, it can be killed. Not that saying I would die anytime soon, although I guess you can never really know. I mean, just one day you could find yourself getting hit by a car for no reason because some dingus was DUI or some random bullshit like that. Now, what's with this very sad tone? We should be talking about that sandwich I had. That was a very, very good sandwich, by the way. And I've also like keep forgetting how easy it is to actually make a good breakfast, because I always think like, oh, you need like lots of stuff for a good breakfast, and then I realized, oh wait, no, you don't really need much. Just make a simple sandwich. I usually think that like some kind of broth or something, like some sort of soup, like miso soup, would be the ideal breakfast. But you know, if you're making rice for yourself, making rice is actually kind of annoying, especially if you're just making one portion. Because you gotta wait for the rice to be ready, you gotta wash the... Okay, well, I know there's a big debate on whether you should or shouldn't wash your rice or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care too much about it, whether you do or you don't. I just do because that's just what I've been grown up doing. And for... oh, okay. Well, that kind of stings. Whether or not you do wash your rice or not is not really my business, but I personally do. Mostly because that's just how I have been brought up. So I always thought that you need like a lot of things to have a good breakfast. Making rice is annoying. I think like the general guideline that I have is if you're making one portion, you need like 12 minutes for the rice to be ready. Perfectness. Also, I am horrible at this fight. The brimstone laser is a lot faster in this version than compared to later installments of Krampus. Yeah, and also with Maggie's speed, it's a little bit difficult to get those hits in. I need to recalibrate my brain when I'm fighting Krampus. Normally he's an easy fight, but I suppose it's not that difficult for a fight. Yeah, with rice, I always think that you need like 12 minutes for rice to be ready. And to be fair, I have not tested with having rice at or like cooking rice with lesser time. So I always think, well, you need the certain amount of time for rice to be ready. Even though I don't apply this rule to all of my other foods like pasta or instant ramen. As for instant ramen, sometimes I like it a little bit undercooked, even though that will completely destroy my gut one of these days. I know that for a certain. I got frame trapped. With this being base, I like my noodles a little bit undercooked. Pasta-wise, I think I only had it undercooked once, and that was because I tried to make pasta alla assassina, but I kind of screwed up the burning process because I was too impatient. Even though I felt like I did it right, I cooked it for like 13 minutes and it was not burning whatsoever, and I just kind of gave up on it and just said, whatever. I'm sure we don't need it to really burn all the way every time. Just only sometimes. So I kind of gave up on that one. But I will say I did change my pasta brand and as well as the tomato sauce that I used, and it was a lot more savory to eat. Hey, that's actually not that bad. So the end product was still sort of edible, and it wasn't like completely horrendous. Because every time I try making tomato pasta, it always seems very dry. I think it's also because the paste I used was very cheap. It was like $1 a can, which, you know, is very good to save money on, but it tasted awful. And so I kind of gave up on it. So I bought those like tomato sauce in a jar, and those were like, I would say like $4 a can, which I'm not sure if that's necessarily like value, because I never really make pastas or cooking for that matter. I only started cooking like properly last year, and I've been always eating the same things, and like I never really branched out what it is I ate. I only like recently found out how to properly make miso soup. But I find that as an accomplishment because it means that I'm actually improving and changing my diet a little bit. But no, I don't think miso soup's the most healthiest thing to drink, but with all the salt content and whatnot. I do feel like one of these days, after eating lots and lots of salty food over the years, I have a feeling that my one of these days I am due for a heart attack, and that's not me being exaggerated or anything. I genuinely do feel like one of these days I am due for one. Which means I gotta cut back on that salt, even though salt is so... It's like a cheat code for pretty much anything in life. Or like in terms of food, just have it be salty enough, and most foods will taste good. What was it, like salt, butter, and fat? Those are like the triple trifecta of having good enough food. GameKit actually proving its worth right now. More than I realize. Also, would love a PhD with all these pills I'm getting. Not a single pill was good, and the only one that was neutral was bombs or heat. And, oh, my hand has stopped bleeding. Okay, I just looked down on it. Okay, I say bleeding, but it wasn't that big of a bleed. It was like a small little cut, but it was still kind of painful. I mean, it should be anyway. We can't stray away from pain all the time. Pain is useful, is what I always tell myself until something happens to me and then I start crying about it. I feel like that's an excuse that you can use to gaslight someone. Oh, I'm not. It's not that painful. You're just weak. We're here to help you get stronger. Ooh. Okay, bucket of lard is all right. I guess I would like a speed upgrade now. In fact, there's a lot of things about this run we could use. Wait, can I? No. Okay, you do need full health. I thought with strength you can get to. Oh, we can go in there. Although with the bucket of lard, we get a speed down, which is not fun at all. This run is starting to struggle a little bit without any sort of damage ups. But yeah, I think one of these days I am due for having a stroke, to be honest. Because of how much salt is in my diet. Surprisingly, like I used to clown when people they say, "Oh, you need sugar and whatnot, and all your frappuccinos and whatnot." And I think to them, you guys one of these days are due for diabetes." And then I look at I think about myself and I realize, oh wait, no, buddy, you're probably due for like a heart attack one of these days with how much you've been consuming. So like I'm in no position to talk smack about all these people who have like unusual-ish diets. I'm just gonna go in here. Might be a difficult fight, and it kind of is, to be honest. Yep, there goes our devil deal. Although we can hope for the 1%. The 1% will get us there. Yeah, I shouldn't be clowning on people who have too much sugar in their diets because I have too much salt in my diet. So one of these days I'm due for a stroke, and one of these days they're due for diabetes. Which is why one of these days we must stop. Okay, I'm gonna buy this because this is an item we don't have, which is Mom's Pad, which makes it so that you will inflict all enemies with fear, so they run away from you like GameKit. Except unlike GameKit, they don't get reduced HP, or you don't damage them, but you will shoot normal tears, which is fine if your tears are good. But if they aren't, then the item's not that great. Although to be fair, I think the item is not great most of the time anyway. I'm gonna spend a little bit of HP. I'm gonna go down to 2 red hearts. I think that's enough. With how my HP and how I've been handling my dodging skills, I think this is an appropriate amount. Although with coin purse, or coin bag, or sack of pennies, we shouldn't have any issues with money. Really need to start abusing the power that is a lump of coal. Also, really need to focus on these enemies because it's kind of close. I feel like I think the only way that we're actually gonna I think the best boss we can fight is War. So not only we can get the achievement, but also because our Cube of Me can actually become better. Because right now this run is a little volatile. Gee, I wonder why. Just gonna squeeze on by you like so. Okay. Oh, that's just amazing. I hate these enemies. I think unless you have like piercing tears of some kind, knights will always be the worst enemy to fight. Especially in this particular fight. They're like appropriately positioned in such a way that they're always a nuisance. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be one of those runs whereby the fights are gonna be very difficult. Magneto is an okay item, but like it's always like that item you want when your run is already set. This run, however, is not. I do apologize, the engine is a little cold today. I never really liked cold. I'm trying to think of a joke that I could make, like sand is coarse and whatnot, but I can't. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to think of one. I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. Oh, you piece! Yeah, this run is due for a lot. I think we go here for item room. I hate these enemies. I hate these enemies. When you're done with one, you're suddenly bombarded with another. I will say though, there are some things happening recent. Well, I say happening recently as if it's a big momentous occasion, when really it isn't. Just some things that I've been trying to do in my personal life. I've been trying to get my PSP running again. That was a very, very old time. Ooh, I don't know if I want Shukdugu actually. You know what? I think I'm gonna get Shukdugu. Be more useful than GameKid, I would imagine. Especially with how much HP we have, I think having Shukdugu would be better. I tried getting my PSP running again because I wanted to go back and play some old PSP games, and then I tried, and I think the battery of my PSP is completely cooked, which is a shame. So might have to order a new one if I want to start playing again, although not really in a rush since there are other opportunities for me to play PSP games. Okay, I think I kind of screwed up that Shukdugu. Yeah, this triple shot is slowly starting to bite me in the ass. Although that's not saying much considering Monstro 2 is always kind of a difficult fight, to be honest. He seems a lot more difficult in this version. Although that could just be attributed to Flash Isaac. But yeah, I wanted to play some older PSP games. I think the two that I really want to play, one is Hammering Hero, which is a... I think when I have it, I only have the Japanese version. So I can only read the Japanese text. And I did not know, and I don't remember most of what that game is about. I had to like look up a long play of it on YouTube to find out what is going on in the story. Because everything was in Japanese, so I didn't understand what was going on. I just know there was an enemy and I gotta go and kill him. Just more HP. I'm just gonna... Oh, okay, of course. Because why wouldn't the final shot be a greed fight? So we are so overdue for it. It's like a feast or famine. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, then you won't be able to get like all the damage ups that you need. Running these enemies are a lot more difficult. And speaking back on the Hammer and Hero game, I played it for pretty much most of it, and I managed to beat the final boss anyway. I completed the campaign, but I never understood what happened in the story. It was a really nice PSP game, though. Although I do wish there was more to it. I felt like the series had potential, but then I realized the PSP game is the final one in the series, and they didn't make any more. I think maybe the series just wasn't as profitable, so they just kind of gave up on it. Yeah, I need to line this up, because Shoop the Whoop was possibly the only way I was going to get out of that situation. Oh, it's like the game does not want me to win. Having almost no items that are actually worth using. How many items do we have? Not much. That's a terrible sign for things to come. Definitely should have thought twice about buying all that, using that blood bank so much. Yeah, I was trying to play Hammer and Hero was one of them. I do like a small little gimmick about that game where the expression bubbles can be hit from one enemy to another, so the enemies can you can apply those status effects to other enemies. Although I realized that there was a 100% logbook of all the enemies that had this. So, but thankfully this was at a time when I was still not caring about 100%ing that much, which, to be fair, I haven't been caring so much about 100%ing games. Although ironic as I say that, because this whole series of the Ultimate Isaac journey is just trying to get 100% in the whole series. But I am lucky I was not into 100%ing that game, because that would have taken forever. I don't even think I'm like halfway done for that. Even though like I guess there will be no opportunity for me to complete that game anymore, since the PSP is completely bricked. Unless like I play it in a way that's like I remove the battery and then I just have it plugged to a wall the whole time, so it's just a home console. Also, I'm just gonna say this now, I have a feeling that we're just gonna die, because this run does not have anything going for it. This goes to show how important it is to getting these devil deals. And also, don't squander all your HP away. Well, I call it. Well, anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks you for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe. And be sure to comment if you have any opinions that you want to share. Or if you want to just tell me how much you hate me, that's also fine. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.